of them.
Oh, okay.
But in a real fight time with 8-ounce gloves on, bye.
The thing about Tank is just assuming he's going to be able to step up and fight an A-level guy. He's never even fought a B-level guy. He's never even unified. Like, not only is he fighting these low-level...
You can't f with us, man. Quit playing, man. I looked at you like a little brother, and then I ain't really that mad at you because you just a little easily influenced. Like I'm really mad at that Floyd because he got you doing this.
Recent events have sparked controversy in the boxing world surrounding Gervonta "Tank" Davis's latest fight against Lamont Roach. In the aftermath, Adrien Broner voiced his opinion on the matter, suggesting that the fight was rigged and that Roach was unfairly denied a deserved victory. Floyd Mayweather has also weighed in, revealing the truth behind the controversy.
If this kid said he'd been training every day, for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet, making millions.
Gervonta Davis emerged from Baltimore's challenging neighborhoods to become one of boxing's most electrifying talents. Known for his knockout power and charisma, Davis quickly ascended the ranks, capturing multiple world titles in different weight classes. His association with Floyd Mayweather's promotional company further elevated his profile, positioning him as a potential successor to Mayweather's legacy. However, as Davis's career progressed, tensions began to surface. Broner felt sidelined as Davis gravitated more toward Mayweather's camp. In an interview, Broner expressed his feelings about Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions, stating, "I don't care." This remark hinted at underlying tensions between the two fighters.
No, I haven't talked to him about it, but we talked about it before. You know, we talked about it a few times, but you know, now that he is doing his own thing, I hope the best for him, and I hope he's as big as the world. I don't care, I just want to do good.
He keeps alluding that there was something wrong there, that he wasn't happy with the support that he was getting. You know, is there something there from what he's saying, from what your relationship with him?
That's not really for me to come out and talk about. You know, I'll wait until he's comfortable with saying and letting people know his business. But you know, now that he's on his own, I hope it Lord.
Adrien Broner and Gervonta Davis once shared a bond that transcended the boxing ring. Broner, a former multi-division world champion, took Davis under his wing, guiding him through the early stages of his career. Their camaraderie was evident, with Broner often referring to Davis as his little brother. Broner has been vocal about the rift between him and Davis. He reminisced about a time when they were inseparable, but acknowledged that their relationship eventually became strained.
Like right now,
Broner
me and Tank,
believes
like,
Davis
it's
felt let
weird
down by him,
because
leading
he
to
love
their
me to
current
death.
awkwardness.
You know I love him to death, but we don't talk every day how we used to. Nigga, it used to be a time where you ain't see me without Tank, or you ain't see Tank without me. But what happened was, I think what happened was, he just like, damn, bro. I feel like he look up to me so much. It's like I let him down because he's somebody that really know like what I can do and how good I am. And it's like he feel like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean?
Davis's lackluster performance against Lamont Roach left many fans disappointed, raising doubts about whether he is still at his best. The absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford only fueled speculation that Davis struggled without his guidance. Some believe Ford's departure played a role in Davis not looking as sharp as before.
Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had it 7-5 to Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I gave Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach Ford the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that shouldn't be considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it a knockdown. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations, masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured bout, Alberto Puello beat Sandor Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, Definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge of the fight. Overall, good card.
Sean Davis criticized Tank Davis, saying he lacked focus during the fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that Tank's mindset wasn't fully in the ring, which may have affected his performance. Many fans agree, believing distractions outside of boxing contributed to his struggles during the highly anticipated matchup.
I feel like Tank overall, like bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, do a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. You heard him say something like, there's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight and shit. That's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing. That's what that's like, right? So, I just feel like he just wasn't.
The first bout between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach garnered significant attention, culminating in a pay-per-view PPV by rate of 149,000. While respectable, these numbers fell short of expectations, prompting discussions about the factors influencing the event's commercial performance.
So, Rick Blaze is reporting that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach sold 149,000 pay-per-view buys. And he tweeted this report. Turkey out of seats. Coincidence? Truthful? Do you trust Rick Blaze's reporting on this issue? If you do, let me know why. If you don't, let me know why not. Respectfully, I have a long video coming on this later. Y'all be sure to check it out.
In the lead-up to their initial encounter, Lamont Roach ensured a clause in the contract that granted him an immediate rematch. Expressing his readiness and eagerness, Roach stated his willingness to face Davis again, emphasizing that the rematch would occur at the discretion of Davis's camp.
To be a boxing fan, that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing. Are you open to an immediate rematch? In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight. Right. Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw. So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking? It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. That's it. What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month. I'm thinking July.
When questioned about the possibility of a rematch with Roach, Gervonta Davis conveyed uncertainty. He indicated that he did not foresee the rematch taking place within the current year, leaving fans and analysts speculating about his future plans.
Next, if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we can get it before. No, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
That's it. Yeah, it's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next. You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it.
Henry Garcia, a notable figure in the boxing community, expressed skepticism regarding Davis's performance against Roach. He highlighted the absence of Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, as a potential factor affecting his performance. Garcia also suggested that external issues outside the ring might have influenced Davis during the fight.
You could say Tank won. There's no way. You think that it's diminishing some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there? Well, a little bit of both. His age is catching up to him. His legs aren't there as he used to be, and he switched his trainer. Could be another factor. Very young, and Coach Calvin being outside. Yeah. But he snapped at Calvin too, so that's there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know, but I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out there. He hurts you, But hey, Mont Roach stood in there.
Some boxing professionals have criticized Gervonta Davis for allegedly cherry-picking opponents throughout his career. They argue that, in this instance, Lamont Roach, perceived as a carefully selected opponent, presented unexpected challenges. This outcome has led to speculation that Davis may avoid a rematch to maintain his unblemished record.
He picked him for a long time. I think Tank got the talent to be an all-time great. He just don't want to have a resume for whatever reason. So I think this is gonna force him to go see people.
Step up a little
Now it showed even his fans. It kind of took that allure off. Oh, this nigga not perfect. He can't just whoop anybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and I think Lamont should have won the fight on the technicality.
No.
If it wasn't a knockdown, the ref would have started counting. He started counting. He only stopped. He told him to stop. He told that nigga no. I'm like, no, stop. He was like, what the hell?
Yeah. You take away with jabs, Tank landed more. City was higher. I'm all about connection. I think Tank did a better job of the fight. I gave Lamont maybe one of the early rounds. After round 67, I think Roach put in very good work.
During the initial fight between Davis and Roach, Davis faced criticism for his performance, leading to a surprising reaction from his own fans. The stadium echoed with boos directed at Davis, reflecting the audience's disappointment and adding pressure for a potential rematch.
Footwork, really disciplined footwork. You never saw him lunging in. You never saw him lunging in. He was never able to time him. Gervonta, that is. He was never able to time Roach. He edged his way forward. It was discipline personified. That is what you need to do against a counterpunch. You can't make mistakes. You can't overcommit. And that is what Roach did. I also thought Roach was great with the left hook. The left hook landed pretty well. And we saw Gervonta taking a lot more clean shots than we've seen in recent fights. I mean, he really was doing really well. And it was up close as well. It was up close. He worked really well on the inside, Roach. And he was punching on the turn as well. So when Gervonta was trying to, use lateral movement and pivot out, Roach would follow him around and keep throwing punches. And that was really good as well because, when a counterpuncher or when anybody is on the move like that, it's extremely hard for them to counter you. And so that is when you can commit a little bit more. And there were moments in the fight when Gervonta was in front of him with a high guard and Roach was throwing 3-4 punch combinations. Most of them weren't landing, but you'd get the third shot in or the fourth shot in. And overall, I just felt like it was a great game plan from Roach. I really did. And I have to be honest, during the fight, mid-rounds, I was like, okay, I expect it to start slipping away from now. I'd sort of almost built this narrative in my head of what I normally see with a Tank Davis fight. And before the fight, I was saying, first few rounds, expect Roach to probably rack up a few points. Gervonta will start to work him out, down the information, and then he'll start timing him. But as it went on, it just didn't happen. It just never came. And Roach rolled on, and he did such a good job. And I think that, look, I'm giving Roach all the credit here. It was close regardless. This was a close fight. He didn't win all the rounds. There were moments where Gervonta was having a little more success than him, landing those shots to the body, landing clean punches.
Renowned boxing trainer Greg Hackett has voiced his concerns regarding a potential rematch between Davis and Roach Jr. Hackett believes that Roach Jr. would approach the rematch with the same vigor and determination, aiming to secure a definitive victory. Conversely, he suggests that Davis might be hesitant to engage in a rematch, possibly due to doubts about enduring another full 12-round bout against Roach Jr.'s relentless style. Hackett's insights shed light on the psychological and strategic considerations that fighters and their teams contemplate when deciding on subsequent matches. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned.